Lee Spencer, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio and CatchFence.com. How has your tenure at SHR prepared you for the next step you take in NASCAR?
I think it's done a lot. Obviously, I don't know what that next step is, so hopefully we can get that figured out here shortly. But Stewart-Haas Racing, like I've said multiple times to multiple people, picked me up when I got pushed out the door. So I owe a lot to Greg Zipadelli and obviously Tony Stewart and everybody over there for not only like helping me become who I am as a person, but as a race car driver as well. And I feel like I've just grown so much as everything, and I'm at the top of my game where I've been. So it's cool to say that. It's cool to be where I am right now as a race car driver, coming off winning at one of the most historic tracks in the world, and have all the momentum in the world to take the speed and my team to Phoenix and compete for a championship.
Do you feel like they nurtured you? I mean, at a time when you kind of needed that boost, that next step?
I mean, yeah, when I left in 2020, I was a very, young green kid who didn't know much, and everybody over there took me under their wing, Kevin Harvick, Zippy, and they kind of nurtured me, you could say, in an aspect, and kind of saw something in me and developed me and didn't really give up on me, especially after the really rough first year. And now we've won a couple times, and now we're competitive each week, and we have a chance to do the ultimate goal, and that's to win the championship, and I feel like we can accomplish that if we're at our best. Thanks.
All right, we'll come over to Jordan, then back to Steve. Go ahead, Jordan.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net. Along those lines, when I talked to Tony several years ago when he signed you and brought you on, he was very complimentary and said that you had, there was a lot of talent there. What is that process? Have you worked with him along the way? And you said, Kevin took you under his wing, and this, what does that entail for a driver like you who had experience but then continued on?
Yeah, I mean, to be quite frank with you, I never really saw Tony much, so it was more about Kevin and Eric Almirola and even Cole Custer, all those guys helping me. I would talk to Tony a little bit on the phone, but it was more with meetings about Zipadelli and Kevin and telling me how to grow as a race car driver and how to become a better race car driver. So without them, I don't think I would be where I am today by any means.
Back here to Steve and then up to Chris.
Riley, big picture, Stewart-Haas Racing. A month and a half ago, we were wondering when you guys were going to win races, and here you are riding a 2-race win streak into the break. Is it just a continued evolution of how the team has performed, and then where do you need to work on here as we get closer and closer to the playoffs, as you and Cole both hone yourselves into playoff mode?
I think the biggest thing is just the hard work that the guys have been doing at the shop when we weren't winning. Obviously, from Cole's point of view, he's the defending champion of the series and didn't really have the best start to the year. Obviously, the points leader by just being consistent, but the speed that we both were showing in the end of the last year wasn't really there at the beginning of this year. So they just kind of had to go to work and develop the race car better, obviously with the rear window slits. That kind of threw us for a loop there for the first few weeks. And I feel like we're on top of our game. And I wouldn't be surprised if me or Cole won or even Noah won this weekend because all those cars are pretty similar. So I'd say our weakness right now is probably our road course program. It's not where we need to be by any means. And we obviously have the Glen in a few weeks and the Rollville in the first round. So hopefully we can find a little bit more pace there, but I feel like everywhere else we'll have a shot to win and we can lead laps.